Welcome to the studio of Broad Street Realty in Bethesda, Maryland. It's Cruise Picks for week
9.
Week 9. Okay. Let's review last week first. Okay. The Crews aren't doing as great as well as last year, I don't think. Last week, Jacob was 3-3. I was 3-3. Owen won the week at 4-2. So that was the results of last week. Overall, Jacob, do you have the memorized?
I think I'm leading still next week. Next week we'll do a mid-season on
how everybody's doing.
On how everyone's doing.
Right. Right now, I don't think we're appreciably higher than a 50-50 percentage. I think we're just pretty average this year. All right. Buys. Redskins, Pats, Bengals, Cardinals, Bears, Texans. Because I got some players on both these teams, actually these three teams, my fantasy league, which doesn't tell us entirely, my fantasy team is decimated this week, regardless. Let's go to the marquee games. Owen, you want to come on up? Owen, the cameraman, is up. It's very warm in Bethesda, Maryland today. That's why Owen's got his shorts on. Hope you got
Yeah. He has shorts, everybody.
Not that short. Okay, marquee games that Owen picked. Eagles, 2.5-point favorites at the Giants. Owen, since you picked the game, why don't you start with this one? Talk about it.
All right. So Eagles have lost their first two division games this year, both on the road against Redskins and Cowboys. So they got the trend of losing those two away division games. I think they had a good chance of beating the Cowboys. They took it to overtime. I think they can bounce back this week, so they'll win it 23-16.
Eagles. Jacob,
I think the Eagles are also better than the Giants. I think the Giants are kind of might be overrated at 4-3.
But the Eagles are the underdog.
Yeah, I know, but I actually think the Eagles will win here in a shootout, 35-28.
Okay. Weren't the Giants on bye?
Yeah.
So the Giants are fresh.
Yeah. I still think the Eagles.
I somehow think that the Eagles are going to cover. I'm going to say the Eagles cover. I'm going to say something like 28-27 Giants. Somehow the Giants win, but the Eagles cover. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I don't see how the Eagles should be the underdog by 2.5 points in this one. So again, I'm going with the Eagles too. Colts at Green Bay. Green Bay is a good team. Jacob, what's their record?
Well, the Packers are actually surprisingly 4-3. They lost to Atlanta last week by a point.
What's the Colts record?
Colts are 3-5. The Colts have a relatively good offense. I think the defense sucks.
Okay.
Relatively, I think the Packers, they got to get the. I'm thinking that the Packers are going to get this monkey off their back. I'm pretty sure they can beat the Colts. Andrew Luck doesn't have his luck.
Yeah.
As much as.
So what do you think?
I can see the Packers winning pretty easily. I think I'm going to go 34-20 Pack. Also, that Green Bay, so that helps.
Okay. Owen, you want to voice an opinion on that one?
Yeah, I have almost exactly the same final score as Jacob. So I think the Colts are probably better than their record indicates, at 3-5, but I just don't see them getting past the Packers at Lambeau. So 35-21, Green Bay.
You know, I agree with you guys. I mean, I just don't see. I think the Packers are particularly strong at home. What's the record at home, Jacob?
Well, they've lost one, but that was against the Cowboys.
Uh-huh.
Cowboys.
Okay.
And usually their record at home historically is pretty good.
Yeah, the Falcons are surprisingly good this year, and then they lost to Minnesota. So they've lost to all relatively good teams.
And then you've got the Colts, who I think are just mediocre, so 7.5-point spread. I still think that they should probably beat that. I'm going to take the Green Bay Packers too. I'll take P for Packers. It's good. Yeah, I'll take the blue one, I think. All right, next. We're no difference there. Let me go first then. Broncos at Raiders. Broncos record is what?
6-2.
Raiders are
6-2. Huge game.
Raiders have lost to who?
The Raiders have lost to the Falcons
Yeah.
and the Chiefs.
And who did the Broncos lose to?
Falcons?
And Chargers.
No. Oh, that's right, they did.
The Raiders are 5-0 on the road. Both their losses were at home.
I'm going to take the Broncos. Big game. Broncos will somehow win this
I
game.
think Denver's beaten better teams than Oakland, and
Yeah.
the margin of how much the margin of points. The Raiders have scored more points,
Yeah.
but the Broncos have given up a lot less, and the margin of points for and points again is a lot higher than the Raiders, who have been winning games ugly.
Yeah.
But the Raiders I think are overall hot. Their quarterback 513 passing yards.
Last week?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think?
46 fantasy points in my league.
Huh.
I think the Raiders seemingly to be better on the
Jacob,
road.
look at the
I think
camera.
it's the Cowboys, but it's the Raiders this year that are clearly the road warriors. I think it will be tight defensive. 19-17 Denver.
Broncos. Owen?
Alright, I've got a pretty similar pick. I think the Raiders definitely have what it takes to be a playoff team this year, but they've clearly been playing the best football on the road, which could be symbolic in how their stadium is so terrible and their franchise is considering moving out of Oakland. So I like the Broncos to take this one, 24-17.
We just need a renegade like Al Davis again.
24-17
Yeah.
Broncos.
24.
20 to 24. Okay.
So all of us are picking the same thing with the Marquee Games.
All of us, we got 9 games picked, or 3 games picked by 3 people. Each one is exactly the same.
At least all
We're
of
all
these games are
equally,
different.
we're all equally smart. We're all equally stupid. Okay. So I hope we have some differences coming up, guys.
Well, we got all completely different games.
All right. Very good. So Jacob, why don't you start with
The Kansas at West Virginia Mountaineers. Many of you know me for picking goofy scores at times.
Okay.
And I know that this is a time for me to pick a goofy score because of the blowout.
Yeah.
First of all, West Virginia is going to be pissed off because this is a night game. The Kansas game is a night game. It's
Why
going to
they-
anger West Virginia people because who wants to have Kansas on a night game?
Okay.
I mean, and also they're coming off a loss, and I think they're going to blow them out.
Mhm.
Let's double it. I think West Virginia will win. It's a great number, everybody. 69-0.
Shut up.
West Virginia. 69-0.
Ridiculous.
You don't really mean that.
69-0.
It'll be 52-14. That's
I'm
right.
picking. If I was to pick that, I would pick.
34.5 times 2, 69.
I said 69.
Yeah.
If I was to pick that game, I would pick Kansas all day long. There's no way West Virginia is going to cover that spread. That spread is too much.
I'm just taking a risk.
Well, fine. All right. Regardless, that's your game. Fine. 69-0. Owen, what's your first pick on the?
Alright, I got the Thursday night game, Falcons at the Bucks.
-4.
-4 for the Falcons, who just came off a big win against the Packers. They're looking one of the best teams in the league, especially on offense. And I think just -4 doesn't do them justice, so they will beat the Buccaneers. We'll say 28-17.
So Falcons. What's the Bucks record?
I think 3-4. I think.
Yeah, they lost to the Raiders in overtime last week.
So 3-4. Falcons
Are
are
5-3.
Okay, my pick for my first game, I picked an even pick'em game, Steelers at Baltimore, which is a big game locally. I mean, we're not in Baltimore, but Baltimore and Steelers often have a really tough rivalry against each other. They
And
hate
it
each
could even be
other.
a tie.
Steelers record is what, 5-3?
4-3, and the
Ravens.
Baltimore's are 3-4. Ravens have lost.
So
4
this
straight
is like
after.
a make. Did they play already?
No.
Okay, so this is a make or break game for Baltimore. Steelers, their quarterback is going to be, who's their quarterback going to be?
I don't
They don't
think
have
this-
one.
Ben, I think Big Ben's still injured.
Yeah, so they got to fill in quarterback.
And Baltimore's coming off a bye.
Interesting points. Interesting points. I'm going to take the Ravens. Even though my gut would be to take the Steelers, I'm going to take the Ravens, Baltimore. Okay. Next pick. I'll start. Cowboys at Browns. Cowboys are good. They're 6-1.
And the Browns are 0-8.
Browns are 0-8. That would be a game that you would be shocked to see the Cowboys lose. However-
I would love them to lose though.
However, I think they won't cover. For some reason, I think the Browns are going to make it interesting at the end of the game. Maybe the Cowboys will be up by 13. Browns will score a touchdown at the end. And guess what? It'll be a 6-point victory by the Cowboys or something like that. So the Browns will cover. I will take the Browns. I got a pattern there.
That's bitch.
B's. Okay, that's my pick there.
CBGBs.
All right, Owen, what's your next pick?
All right, Saints at the 49ers. The Saints are favored by 3.5. They're coming off a big win at home over Seattle, and they're usually not the same team on the road as they are at home.
Okay.
But I still like them against San Francisco, who's really not going anywhere. So it'll be Saints.
Come on in, guys.
Saints 24, 49ers 14.
24-14 Saints. Okay, so you're picking the Saints. All right. Very good. Jacob, you want to talk about your next
All right,
game?
my next game. Spread's a little bit high. The Jaguars and the Chiefs. I think Jaguars are better than what their record says.
Okay.
But Kansas City's actually relatively good. In fact, the AFC West can very likely end up with 3 playoff teams.
Okay.
Broncos, Raiders, and Chiefs.
Okay, what's the Chiefs' record?
5-2, I think.
Okay. And what's the Jags' record?
2-6.
Okay.
They played a lot of tough opponents. It seems a little bit of a high spread, but I think at Kansas City, a relatively tough place to win. I think Kansas City will just cover it. I think it'll go 27-17 Kansas City.
Kansas City. All right. So we're going with a lot of favorites here, which I think is dangerous. But Jacob, you want to continue and talk about your last game?
My last game, the Lions at the Vikings. So, next week, the Redskins will be playing the Vikings. The Redskins will be playing the Vikings, who will, coming off a bye, the Redskins, and the Vikings, who looked so good early on, have faltered the last 2 games. The Eagles are a good team, and then you have the loss to the 1-6 Bears.
Yeah, so the Vikings are not looking good.
Yeah, their offense is really bad.
But they're 6-point favorites.
Yes, and the Lions, I
Offensive
have
coordinator
Stafford.
resigned today.
What?
Offensive coordinator of the Vikings just resigned
wow.
today. Yeah.
Yeah.
For some strange reason, my gut is telling me if the Vikings win this week, then the Redskins would more likely win the following week because the Vikings wouldn't be in such desperation for a win.
6-point spread. What do you think?
I think the Vikings will win since it's in Minnesota, but I think Detroit will cover.
Okay.
I'm going to go 23-20 Vikings. The Lions cover.
Okay. I like it. Go on, Owen.
All right, I got my college game of the week. Got the Terps at Michigan, number 3 in the country. So Michigan's obviously huge favorites. They're probably going to win by a lot. They're favored by 31.
Yeah.
But I'm never going to pick Maryland to lose by that much. So I'm going to say it'll be 42-17 Michigan, and Maryland covers.
Why is that funny?
No, it's the spreads this week. We've made a record. 34.5 and 31.
All right. Well, if I was picking that game, I would pick the Wolverines. I think the Wolverines are in a totally different class than the Terps, but I'm not picking that game. So my last game is Carolina -3 at the Rams.
Carolina won last week.
Okay. What's their record final?
2-5, but it's shocking.
Shocking. The Rams are what? 2-3 wins.
They 3-1. Well, they started 3-1. Now they're 3-4.
So they lost 3 in a row.
Yeah.
I gotta pick the Panthers.
Both of those teams really need this game.
I think the Panthers are a better team. The Rams are just bad, and I just can't see the Panthers. I could see that game being a push. Panthers win by 3, but more likely I think the Panthers will win by 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. So I'm gonna take the Panthers. So that's it for this week.
469.
Yeah, not 6-9. That's it for this week. A lot of favorites picked, which worries me. I usually like dogs. A lot of the same
Not the
picks.
Eagles game.
A lot of the same picks for us. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Take our advice. Take our games. Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you.